Hi there. Welcome back to my views and news. Three news stories for you. First one is from Eritrea. Surprising data about Eritrea, which I received. One part of this data is not surprising, but when we link it to another indicator, then this data becomes interesting. A viewer shared it with me. I thought of taking a video on it. Secondly, Addis Ababa viewers, where it seems that youths cannot go out. Anyone can be arrested, not for committing any crime, but just on suspicion. Thirdly, viewers, USAID and CDC projects are stopping in Ethiopia, and thousands of Ethiopians are being laid off. They were working for these organizations. Let's start, viewers. Firstly, Eritrea. People say, Sajid, you always speak negative about Eritrea. You never make a mention of Eritrean achievements, Eritrean government's achievements. So your views about Eritrea are lopsided, not balanced. A viewer in touch with me shared some data about Eritrea. He's in touch with me for some time. Trust me, I trust his views as well. There are some viewers who I contact when I want to understand an issue. I contact them. They express their views. I express my views. We don't agree, but we do exchange views. And I love these people because these people are very open minded. They believe in listening to others, though they have their own opinions. Most of the time, we don't agree, but we have at least our opinions, and they have the open mindedness to share with me their views without calling me biased, without calling me anti-Iraqi, anti-Ethiopian, Somali. These viewers help me a lot in understanding the Horn of Africa. Uh, the data shows that Eritrea is the country in Africa which has the least external debt. This data has lists of 10 countries in Africa which have the least external debt. We know that neighboring country Ethiopia is getting bailout packages. It is now in debt. It got bailout package from IMF, World Bank, receiving billions of dollars. Obviously, loan. It will have to pay back this money. If it is unable to pay back, its economy could take a serious hit. It could be in more trouble. So it got the loan to get out of trouble, but if it is not able to pay back the loan, or if it's not able to kickstart its economy, it could be in greater trouble. Eritrea only owes over 600 million US dollars to external organizations, external institutions. Now, the list of 10 countries in Africa I want to share with you as Eritrea on top. But I want to link this data, this piece of data, with another piece of data. Firstly, 10 countries in Africa which have the least external debt. On top, Eritrea, around 600 million US dollars it owes. Then Central African Republic at number 2. Liberia, Botswana, Chad, South Sudan, Sierra Leone, Madagascar, Burkina Faso, Mali. When I read this list, I was struck by the name of the countries. And most of these countries are not developed. By developed, I mean from African standards to they're not developed. So why is that? The countries have very low external debt, still no progress, no development. I mean, out of these 10 countries, only Botswana is the one which is relatively developed. In most other countries, development is at a level far lower level than other countries which are in debt. Human Development Index measures uh, human development in a country. And on this index, Eritrea is almost at the end. So while it has no external debt, it is on top. But when it comes to human development index, it's almost at the bottom. Not just Eritrea, all these countries. Burkina Faso, Mali, South Sudan, Sierra Leone, Madagascar, Liberia, Chad, Central African Republic, Eritrea. All of them are at the very bottom of human development index, though they have very uh, small external debts. So it means that uh, if a country has small external debt, it does not mean that it is developed or it is fully self-reliant. It means that loans can be used to make progress. Loans can be used positively as well. And if you don't receive any loans, then at least you should have your uh, streams of revenue generation which are indigenous. A problem with Eritrea is that it does not have lots of streams of revenue generation which are indigenous. It only exports minerals, metals. Critics say that Eritrea exports humans too. Its remittances are a key part of its economy. Secondly, was Addis Ababa is turning into a hell for the youth. Almost on daily basis now we're receiving reports of youths being detained from the streets of the capital city. What is the crime being committed by these youths? No crime. They're only arrested just for being on the streets of the capital, and they are arrested on suspicion of being a security threat. And this practice of detaining youths intensifies before key events in the city. We know that in coming days, African Union summit is going to be held in Addis Ababa, and leaders from across Africa will travel to Addis Ababa. It's going to be a high-profile event. And before that, arrests have intensified. Addis Ababa continues hosting big programs like Mescal, like uh, other main programs. Muslims also organize big gatherings here, AU Summit too. So major events are held across the year. And whenever one major event is about to be held, a campaign is launched by security forces to arrest people. Now, the tragic part is that those people who are arrested, mostly they are poor people. They have to pay money for their release, sometimes 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 birrs. For that, no receipt is given to them. And sometimes they're detained for days. And sometimes they are just detained and relocated out of the capital to other regions. It's a violation of people's fundamental rights. How can you deny the right of movement to the people of Ethiopia in the capital city? But it's happening. Several organizations have reported it, but so far government does not seem to be interested in solving the issue, because I think it is part of the tactics adopted by security agencies in Ethiopia. Perhaps they think this is the best way to ensure safety and security of major events and safety and security of the capital city, Addis Ababa, but it's definitely a violation of people's basic rights. Thirdly, viewers, USAID and CDC, Center for Disease Control, are wrapping up their operations in Ethiopia. Thousands of Ethiopian workers are being laid off. Ministry of Health of Ethiopia has written a letter to organizations to regions saying that those workers who were hired for USAID and CDC projects must be laid off. Their contracts must be terminated because USAID and CDC were providing funds for the salaries of these Ethiopian workers who are working in USAID and CDC. Since the government won't receive any funds from the two organizations, that is why it won't be able to pay salaries to Ethiopian workers. It means that thousands of Ethiopian workers are going to be laid off now in coming days. Ethiopia has been the second largest recipient of USAID aid. Details have been shared by US departments. In 2024, Ukraine was the largest recipient of USAID support. It received 16 billion, over 16 billion US dollars support through USAID. Ethiopia was the second largest recipient of the aid. It received around 1.6 billion US dollars under USAID projects in 2024. The other countries too, like Syria, Afghanistan, etc. Ethiopia is definitely going to suffer now. It is losing over $1 billion support, which it was receiving annually. Already, Ethiopian economy is relying on World Bank, IMF. If USAID does not restore aid for Ethiopia, if Ethiopia is not able to get loan rescheduling, and if IMF and World Bank drag their feet into providing more support to Ethiopia, Ethiopian economy could be in real trouble. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching.